Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state specialist. I help you feel your best and perform your best. Today we're talking all about how to activate your divine dark masculine, okay? One of the first things I've got to just say is to activate your divine dark masculine, you gotta do the shadow work, okay? What is shadow work? Shadow work is everything within you that is hidden, everything within you that has been repressed or suppressed and unprocessed, okay? That's the shadow work. The emotional gunk that hasn't found a closure yet, that hasn't found healing yet, okay? Once you start on the inner work journey, you will start to notice that you are tapping into this divine dark masculine energy. Now, I must make a note here. You gotta start working on your self-esteem at the same time that you do divine dark masculine work, okay, and shadow work. A lot of modern society, people like to hide their hidden sexual fantasies and desires and different things, and they don't really embody that quality of somebody who has this kind of essence. If you start to incorporate this within your own life in certain ways, not in an unhealthy way, which is what a lot of people think when I say the word dark, it means manipulative, it means psychopathy, it means some kind of disorder, okay? I'm saying that there is a dark side to you that has its benefits, and you can tap into that in very specific conditions to be able to become more holistic, more integrated, okay? This dark masculine energy will give you a very different level of a riz, okay? You've heard it before on every single freaking channel. Nice guys are not gonna get the women, okay? They are low in assertiveness, and they're high in agreeableness, okay? Now, this is looking at the five factors of personality, right? Ocean, it's called, okay? Openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, okay? So you'll notice that the people who are generally more dominant, more alpha, okay? You would say that these men or women are higher in levels of extroversion. They're probably high in conscientiousness, okay, to some level, okay, to a certain degree. Because conscientiousness is all about discipline, right? Self-regulation, maintenance of a schedule and sorts. I think one of my favorite ones of the big factor 5 is openness to experience, because that makes you so attractive, right? It's the adventurous type. It's the one that is exploring their inner worlds and outer worlds. You get what I'm saying? Like that openness to experience, that curiosity, that childlike depth to explore the world, to discover what is new. So let's start with this in mind, okay? Because we want to start with the personality understanding in mind. And now we go into the understanding. How do you differentiate? How do you tap into this energy? Okay, let's talk about it. Number 1, turn your doubts into opinions, okay? If you have a doubt around something, make a statement about it. Don't ask the question all the time. Don't go into interrogation mode. What's your name? Oh, where are you from? Oh, what are you doing later? What time did you guys get here? Why do you care, bro? Why are you going and interviewing her or interrogating her like she's in this is not CSI. You don't have to interrogate her, okay? With all these, bombard her with question after question after question, hoping to emit some response. This is what I want to talk to you guys today about, okay? I used to do this in the past as a very, very nice guy, okay? This idea of going from your hidden agenda into a fun agenda, okay? The hidden agenda is something called the covert contract that Robert Glover calls, okay? In the book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, okay? The covert contract is this concept that you're doing things for somebody else, expecting something in return, expecting a response, but it is unspoken. These are unspoken rules that you have in the back of your mind that are adding spokes to your conversation, that are adding clunkiness. It's adding clunkiness to your riz. Okay, it's adding little spikes in the middle of where you're trying to build rapport. So instead of having this hidden agenda, you've got to practice speaking and owning what you want and what you crave and what you desire. Okay? This is going to be very, very important. Working on becoming lovingly blunt. Okay? The straightforwardness that cuts through as a beam of lightning. You were like a diamond cutter. So drop all these covert contracts. I'm going to buy her all these gifts and then she'll sleep with me. Okay? Avoid doing all of these covert contracts and speak to her from that raw, honest, masculine truth. That ability to sit with her and tell her like how it is, man. The masculine urge to say it is what it is and to tell her like it is, okay? That is so beautiful when somebody can challenge the norm and be able to actually be there as a leader, you know, show up, be a trailblazer for the youth who are scared, who are terrified. Because how can you run a country from fear if you're claustrophobic yourself? If you're going inwards yourself, how can you lead others down the line? Okay, you have to have bravery and courage, and that's a part of the divine dark masculine. I don't think a lot of people understand that there's a very deep sense of bravery and a ruthlessness to protect women and children in this man, okay? But it's got to be tapped into in a right way. It's not this tyrannical force. It's not this thing seeking power, because the powerful don't need to seek power. They already are, okay? It's going from in your head, in your intellectual mode, into a panoramic and actually experiencing the space around you, okay? I'm speaking truth here, and try this for a week. Try just people watching and observing that you can look from your peripheral vision at what's happening, okay? This is called hakalau as well. A lot of shamans tap into this. This is your sense of proprioception. Your mirror neurons create a field of awareness around you. And people can sense that. If you're in a crowd of people, you can sense their energies with this intent. So intent creates pressure, right? When you're in your car, your consciousness is confined to the vehicle itself. If you're in a classroom, it's confined by the room, the ends of the room itself, right? So your perception keeps shifting and changing. But what if you could break down the barriers of your mind and actually focus on an imagery or a vision of something? This is what we call pleasure alchemy, okay? I'm giving you a little tip here to practice. If you're interested in this, you want to learn from me one-on-one or through our Primal Sutra path working, where we channel beings and, you know, we teach you how to do this process and so forth. So imagine, close your eyes right now. Imagine in front of you, there's an image of what you desire. Now go back to an earlier state of mind, a state where you felt so confident, so charismatic, you felt like on top of the world. Okay? Nobody can get in my way. I'm here to take over the world, baby. Let's go. Okay? That energy, tap into that energy, give it an image in front of you. It could be a character, it could be some kind of a scene that you want to merge into, it could be a symbol, whatever it is, whatever's popping up in your consciousness, okay? Now take that image in front of you with your hands, actual hands, and see if you can stretch that image, make it greater, make it smaller, make it tiny. Expand it further. Stretch it out, see if you can make it your entire room. Good. Now bring it back. Okay, right in the middle with both of your hands. Good. Now see if you can place it on different parts of your body too. Okay, where you need it. You know where you'll need it, where you need the most healing. Okay? Good. Now take that energy, okay, like a hologram, it becomes a frisbee. Now throw it back behind you. Now notice how your energy just shifted when that image is away from you. Now open your arms out like you have magnets to call it forth back into your hands. Like a frisbee magnet. Boom! You have it back. Good. Rub your hands together. Put it on your third eye. Transfer that image from your third eye into your heart, into your solar plexus. Good. Bring it down to your root. Good. Manifest it. Bring it down to your root. So go. Imagine the image that you had coming down through your spinal column down to your root. Lock it in by squeezing your anus. Hold the breath. Bring it up to the top of the head and bring it down again. And exhale. Good. So these little practices, these little attunements that you'll start doing, you'll notice your energy shifting, and you'll notice your nervous system breaking out any energetic cords, okay? There's a lot of times when energy cords come in and start to distract us from our mission or our purpose, okay? In fact, I believe that a lot of the times women are there to test us and distract us from our mission and our purpose. And we've got to know how to deal with that energy, guys, okay? The energy of that masculine energy of going into the internal world, of going into your man cave, of distracting yourself from everybody, is actually a powerful state. It is that Zen master state of saying, I just need my peace, my inner peace, and I'm all good, baby, right? That's what all men actually crave. If you understand that at a very subconscious level, okay? A chthonic level, almost like underworld level, okay? A subconscious level, then you can get there, okay? You have an electromagnetism about you, but you're not tapping into it. You know, hyperactive kids, okay, you know how they deal with the energies. There's too much in the head, too anxious, too up here. What they do is they create a hemisync, okay? So brain gym exercises or carrying some luggage or shifting your weight from one foot to the other on 2 scales is very, very powerful, okay? And you got to understand the dark divine masculine is all about leadership, dominance, decisiveness, and strength and power. Now, how can you tap into this energy? Tap into the energy of Mars. Okay? The energy of Mars or Mongol, okay, or Aries, that energy of going into something, okay? Like the ram, Aries, right? Just like, woo! Going into it, not being frightened, not being scared, having that bravery to call people out on their BS and just speak about it. Okay, not in an emotional way, remember. Speaking from your objective truth, looking at it objectively, not subjectively, even though this is all a subjective universe. We can argue that, but that gets hella meta, okay? I don't want to go there. It's not this toxic masculinity that society projects onto us, okay? Abusive people are abusive people, period. Their perception of masculinity was so skewed as a boy, and they did not have a proper masculine father, a role model, someone to tell them what they're doing is wrong. Okay? There is a wrong and there is a right. Okay? Once you, as a man, if you can come from this dualistic model, okay, and stop fidgeting in between, okay, the maybe state. If you find yourself in the state of, perhaps I'll do it, quite possibly, you're non-committal towards your life. You're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Okay, you're just kind of testing the waters just to see, you know? You haven't fully delved in yet. You haven't been like, fuck it. Show me the way. Let's go, right? You haven't had that essence. So when you actually tap into this dark masculine essence, you'll notice yourself going, fuck it. Let's see what happens. Okay? And I'm sure a lot of you have tapped into this improvisational quality. Okay? When life shits on you and you just completely take that poop and you make it into methane. Okay? You make it into fertilizer. Ain't that a great metaphor right here in India? We take the cow dung and they make the patties out of it, and then it creates the methane gas, man, to power all of these huts and homes and help to create some energy, right? It's all about energy. This world is all about energy. You've got solar energy, right? We got nuclear energy. Talk about Oppenheimer and all the, you know, hype that's going on right now in India. You know, they're convinced that, you know, Oppenheimer is trying to like convince people on a grand scale because, again, the topic of sex, and Indians have this topic of sex and they repress it and they push it down even more, okay? And that's why Indian guys, they have this thirst, right? Hello, hello. Oh, so pretty, beautiful. Oh, so pretty. Emoji, emoji, happy face, like a bunch of hearts, okay? When will these men learn how to socially interact? How to not just show interest through through a bunch of girly emojis. Okay? Sunflowers, rainbows, hearts. What are you doing, bro? That's not dark masculine. So you need to cut out some of these wishy-washy behaviors if you're truly going to tap into the powers of the darkness, okay? The Sith Lord energy, okay? That we've talked about being flow Jedis. This is that Sith Lord. This is that magnetism, that dark magnetism. You get what I mean? Like, you know, some of these characters, like Uzui, or like, Sage Mode in Naruto. All of these characters that you notice, they have a dark side to them, right? There's some Byronic heroes that you know, like, oh man, take Pirates of the Caribbean, right? I think Jack Sparrow is a great idea of some of the qualities of the dark masculine. Of course, he has this imperfection, right? This kind of like sense of he drinks rum. He's an alcoholic, but he's also a great pirate. And he's also kind of this languid, smooth communicator, even though he's mumbling over his words. There's like an essence about him. You know, something that I think Jack Sparrow does really well is he takes concepts some would say are negative or dark, scary, or embarrassing, and he glides through in this self-deprecating kind of flourish, this jester-like quality that he has, right? He's cascading into the unknown with a slight grin on his face. It's the energy of the dark masculine that says, probably going through another ascension flu, guys. Man, I feel my nose just stuffing up, man. Woo! 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 There's a kind of masculine urgency inside that says, I will take on anybody. I will take on the universe. I will take on the world. Whatever comes up, I'll be okay. And it's this kind of confrontational, rebellious nature, right? It doesn't really stay that still. It kind of recharges itself through different phases. You need to have an unwavering self-belief in your own competence, okay? That is going to truly give you that access to this dark masculinity. And it's not this, okay, I'm gonna go into villain arc mode, bro, okay? Even though that's very appealing, right? I can sense why it's so appealing, because it's like, again, it's the man cave metaphor that I just gave, right? It's that, let me get blackout drunk, bro, so I don't have to think so much, so I don't have to feel, so I can just remain in that pure awareness. That is what you truly crave, okay? So you as a man, you might be addicted to something, but all you crave is that true, pure presence, that awareness, that sense of connectiveness. You see what I'm saying? So try this when you're out in an environment next time, is just observe the feminine Shakti flow in women, okay? Notice when they do this with their hair. Notice when, you know, there's the little mannerisms that come up, how they might have some little micro expressions on their face, okay? Little twitches. Notice their feminine radiance and their ability to kind of just move. The feminine movement of the physical body too, the way that she's walking and expressing herself. As you feel into this more and more and more and more, and you become very well acquainted with it, with that feminine essence, with that feminine energy. Now, you'll just notice maybe now you're just talking to a coworker or to another woman. Maybe she's, your barista or whatever it is. In that moment, you will feel a deep sense of connective tissue, right? You will feel a deeper, just like a sinking in, because she'll be seeing you differently. She'll be seeing you through your dark masculine, okay? And it's not like a weird, like, creepy vibe. Like, you're not like, I'm gonna rip her clothes off, bro. And you're, like, kind of brewing in the corner like some kind of a, vampire, being a horn dog, you know? You are actually emitting this kind of sexual aura, right, about you. You know, the reason that I have, jewelry and things like this is they're very, very sensual things, right? They're sexual in nature. That's the whole point, okay? You got to understand that we do certain things all the time for mating rituals. Like for instance, this shirt makes my arms look freaking massive, okay? Hence, I wear it, okay? If a woman can wear a push-up bra, why can't a guy start to refine his own aesthetic? Look at the Stoics of the generation, right? They always had a very toned body, right? Lean, muscular. We can have that physique ourselves, boys, okay? Let's stop dilly-dallying. Let's stop kind of pushing away our truth, because a woman cannot trust you if you do not know what you want. If you're indecisive, she's gonna make the decisions for you, and then you're gonna feel like a bitch later. Why is she making my decisions for me? That is the time where you set the boundary and you make the decision. Okay, you practice being decisive, you practice leading. Who's gonna follow somebody who doesn't believe in their own message and they're kind of moving forward like this? You gotta be able to practice what you're talking about. There's a deep level of consciousness within you that is going to give you the exact codes, okay? The exact codes that you need in order to thrive. Just like Jack Sparrow had his pirate code, he'd put his hat over his heart. At certain moments, there'd be a certain kind of this unconscious loyalty aspect that would play into this very kind of anti-hero character, right? You start noticing there's something so interesting about that melancholy that sits in the background, that's kind of like this. It isn't like the emo whiny dude, you know what I mean? That's not the dark masculine energy. It isn't like, oh, my life is terrible, you know, oh, I got... Hey, if you're being the tormented soul poet, you might attract some girls like that at the same frequency. You'll attract a lower frequency girl because you're doing lower frequency stuff, man. If you're fantasizing and romanticizing, you know, self-harm, and, you know, you're going to these darker communities and Black Pill Nation, and you're starting, you've just built in your mind, you just placed a bunch of terrorists in there. Mental terrorism. That's what you did. You took on a concept that would weaken you. You see? You took on a frame of mind, a frame of reality, where you are a cuck, you are a simp, you are a bit. You can use any term you want here, right, guys?
Average frustrated chump.
The AFC. But I need to know, because I'm speaking to the guys who know this language, okay? You guys understand this, you know this language, but you beat yourself up. And that beating yourself up makes you feel defeated. And she's not gonna make love to a defeated man. End of story. She's gonna make love to you in the moments where you emanate that glory, that victory, that coming back from the hunt, that feral hunting masculine Mars energy. You get what I mean? And so this is why you hit the gym and move your body around and start getting out in nature and, you know, taking in the sunlight and like boost your testosterone and start to, you know, really impact your life on a different level. Because you will notice that as you gain mastery over your own masculine polarity, you will start to shift your consciousness. You will become so epic as a character in this movie script called life that people will not be able to recognize you anymore, and you'll be such a timeless quality that you will be irreplaceable. Okay? If you want to learn more how to do this, send me a message. Let's
Update your Riz profile, okay?
Let's get it. May we never be the same again. May the flow be with you. Us, we're all gonna make it. Hit that subscribe button.